So if you look at the last few sessions of the Jenkins, we have gone through the Jenkins architecture, installation, its purpose, and the job creation, and what all the options in the job creation. Okay, and this entire project tab, like what is back to dashboard, what is status, what is changes. Okay, so you can see the changes and all. If you look at the first project, right? So these are all the changes and build with parameters, delete a project. Delete a project is like deleting it. Don't delete it, guys. It's not a version control system to get the back. Okay. And configure is the most important area. We spend a good amount of time over there. Okay. Git polling log is if in case if you select the poll based SCM, okay, it will keep checking your Git repository for any changes. Right. Move is a new feature. Seems to be like you can, where do you want to move this project? So I think there might be some other option to move it. This option I didn't see it in the earlier versions. I'll look into it. Okay. So don't worry about this. This is a 2.0 version, right? So few new features are there. This was not there in the earlier one. Now today we'll see the administration. So the agenda for today's session is administration. Okay. As part of the administration, first thing is we should enable the security and access control. This is the first important thing. Security and access control. And the second thing is plugins. Third thing is backup and command line interface. Okay, slaves. So yeah, in your administration section, these 5 topics are the most important, and other than that, there are a few more are there. Those are kind of optional. You can just give a glance on it. Okay, so let's go back to the administration section. How to set up the security and access control. Okay. So right now we are doing everything with admin access, but don't think like you'll be doing all these things every time. So you need to give some access to some users as well, right? So in that scenario, how do you create the users and how do you give them the access? Okay, that can be done in the manage Jenkins. When you're going to manage Jenkins, nothing but you are entering into the admin mode. Okay, in admin mode, you can find manage users. Can you see this manage users? Click on this. Now let's try to create an account here. Create user. It's pretty simple, guys. It's a website. Okay, so you just go there, create user, and type. I want to create an account for Harry. 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 Seems to be password is wrong. Right? Done. Now go back to the manage Jenkins again. Now once you created a user, right? Now you try to log in with that user in different window. Harry. Harry. You cannot log in, guys. Oh, it's showing. Okay, then in that case, I'll show you. Then go to the configure global security, guys. Okay, in a configure global security, you have to enable what type of access you wanted to give it. Okay, so default, I think anyone will be enabled actually. Let me see. So here, logged in users can do anything. What do you mean by this is? In case if you log in, you can do anything, but this is dangerous. Okay, the reason now this Harry is having a manage Jenkins option. He can do anything. So let's not provide the admin access to the Harry. So instead of authorization, see authentication is Jenkins own database. Okay, authorization is This is not the right way to keep it. So instead choose the matrix one. Matrix one is the best one. So with the help of this, what you can do it, you have to provide the access to all the users, including yourself, guys. Okay. Now you're admin, right? So first yourself give full access, admin, and then Harry. Okay. So two users are added. So for admin, click this, it will select all. Nothing but you are a super user, you have full access. But for Harry, right, I don't want to give the full access. I want to give the read only access. Read, wherever read is there, just select read. Job also somewhere read. Yes, here is the read. View is the read. That's it. You select only the read. Now apply and save it. That's it. Now you go back to the other window. This is what the Harris window, right? Try to refresh now Harris window. Look at this. Now Harry cannot see the manage Jenkins here. Can you see this? And also Harry cannot build also. Can you see any build parameters, config, delete? Nothing is there. It's a completely read only. He can just walk through to the entire your build system. He cannot do anything. You don't even have a build option. Now you might be thinking, okay, I wanted to provide explicit build access to Harry. So that you can do it again. Go to the config global section. Okay. Now here, what you do it in this matrix, right? This table. So you want to give build access to the job, right? So under job, this is what the job. Under job, look for the build. Can you see build here? Okay. Now I wanted to provide build access. Now if you select the checkbox, he will be having the build access. If you select cancel, he will be having cancel access. If you select configure, you'll have the configure access. Create, delete, delete. So everything is based on access. Now I try to refresh here. Guys, can you see build now here? It was not there earlier. Now it is appearing here. Nothing but you have explicitly provided the build access to the Harry user. So this is all about the access control in Jenkins, guys. It's pretty easy. It's not like in SVN, guys. Okay, you can just straightforward create a user and go to the configure global security. Okay, and assign the user. That's it. Guys, did you understand how I created a user and how I send the passwords? I mean, how I send access the matrix based one. This is what the matrix based one. Sunil, Praveen, Jagan. Oh, you don't have. I mean, okay, Jagan, you have no voice, nothing, but you can't hear me or you can't speak. Okay, but you just sort out your issue, so I'll not. So this is the matrix based one. Now I want to show you one more type of access control, which is a project based one. Okay, so project based is also something like a matrix, but make sure first you give admin as a full access. Okay, now Harry. So try to put some read only. Apply. Okay, now go back to the this guy. So Harry logged in. So of course Harry doesn't have the build access. Okay, Now what I want is, I wanted to provide the Harry build access on a particular project, only on project, this project build, okay? But I don't want to provide the build access on this, okay? So if that is a scenario, what you can do it, you come back to the admin section. I'm admin user, right? Now, if you want to provide build access to project build, click on the project and click on configure, okay? Come down. Now you should be able to see something called enable project based security. This was not there earlier, now it will appear. Now what you'll do it, for Harry, you can explicitly provide an access, okay, which is a build access. Apply, save it. Now come back here and look at this. He's having a build access. Can you see this? Now if you look for project 2, right, he doesn't have a build access. So you can give project based as well. So earlier one matrix is a, if you give build access, it will be, I mean, he will have build access to all the jobs. Okay. If you give a delete access to all the jobs. Now the project based is a based on a project. If you want to provide an access, you can provide that. Okay. But in the project based one, you have to provide read only in the main section, configure section, manage Jenkins configure, and in each and every product you have to explicitly explain what access you want to provide to the particular user. So this is all about the I mean the access control and the security part in your Jenkins. Now let's move on to the next thing. So configure credentials is a simple feature. It will just store the username passwords, guys. You already tried this while creating the slave. Okay, and if you click on that, you can find the available keychains. Can you okay, SSH username with private key, username password. Okay. Now let's try to add this. It seems to be a little different actually. We tried this right here. Credentials. Yeah, this is the one, guys. Look at the credentials. We created a background, Harry, get you for credentials. So these are all will be stored in the credentials section. That's what it is. So in case if you want to edit it, if you want to edit your username password, you just click on it. Okay, click on global configure section. Update. You just use the update and provide the new password and all. Okay. So that's a credentials part, a simple usage. Now, in Manage Jenkins, apart from global configuration, global tool configuration, even this global tool configuration, we went here and we set up the Maven one, Maven, Ant and all. So in case if you have multiple Ant versions, multiple Maven versions, right, you can add the locations of them here. Git is there. Now similarly, if you want to add Ant, Maven, Gradle, these versions, okay, you can add multiple versions. Okay, so right now we are using only one Ant version which is available in the machine, but in case if you want, you can add the multiple versions. So if you add it, how it will look like, I'll show you. Ant P is one, okay, something like this, and X is one, okay. Now and this is 1.9.7, right, and X nothing but something like 1.6.2, whatever. So when you assign this, right, some values to a tool, okay, you can choose them in the your slaves. Suppose in a Windows slave, I want to choose the, sorry, not in the Windows slave. Go to the project, go to the configure section, go to the build environment, not Maven, you choose the Ant, and here you go. Not this, here Ant. Can you see this Ant P Ant X? So instead of a default, if you want to choose a particular Ant version, you can choose that. There is a possibility. Okay, so that's called the tooling location, guys. configure tools. Next. Okay, reload configuration from disk is a simple reload button. If you run that, it will reload your entire Jenkins. It takes few seconds. Reloads each. It's something like restart, guys. That's it. It is pretty faster here because we don't have much data, but actually in the real world it takes more time. Next, manage plugins. I'll just come back here later. Okay, let's move on. Complete the other ones. System information. What do you mean by system information is? It will give you your master server information. Your master server is a Linux machine, right? So that's the reason you can see the home or vagrant. Okay, and where is your war file, Jenkins.war. So entire master server, environment variables, everything it will give you. All this stuff. Okay, not much useful, just some information. That's it. System log. This is just a log file, guys. How the Jenkins is running and what is the log file of it. You can get this in your server as well, but it is showing from the UI. Not much useful for us. Next, load statistics. This is also information. That's it. It will show you how the builds are going on. The graph it will show you actually. It will generate a graph actually. Just wait for a few seconds. Can you see the graph now? It will show you when is the more load, when is the less load. The load timings actually. So when is the busy, when it is busy, when it is available for executors. Okay, online executors. So the entire graph it will give you. Just reporting. That's it. Jenkins command line interface. This is important. What do you mean by command line interfaces? In case if you wanted to trigger the Jenkins builds, okay, from command line, you can do that with the help of this jar file. You try to download this jar file, guys. Now I download that jar, right? So with the help of this jar, I can trigger the builds. So typically this is useful for whenever you're writing some scripts and all, you can make use of that. Go to the D drive, just paste it. Okay. Now Java space hyphen jar Jenkins command interface hyphen help. So you need to provide the URL. You need to run this command, yes, as it is. So it will give you all the options what you can do from the command line. Let's pass the username password. It is expecting username password as well. Username admin. So can you see this? These are all the options available, and the same thing has been shown out here. All these options. So these are all nothing but what you do from the UI, right? The same thing you can do from the command interface. Example, from UI you can do the build, right? If you just open it in another tab. And how do you do the build? Go to the project, okay, and click on the build now, right? This is what you typically do it. So right now, can you see this third October build is there? Now, without opening the browser, without going to project, without clicking on build now, still I can do from the command line. Okay, from command prompt I can do the build. So how I'll be doing, I'll show you now. So build, okay, and provide the project name. Your project name is project 2 build. No such job. Okay, let me see the syntax how we provide the. Okay, for a build, right, click on the build. It will show you syntax how to write that command. So you have to first type the build, then job name. Okay, look at the syntax. Build, These are all the options available. I'm looking like what options we can use. Okay, if you make use of -v, it will print the output on console. No such job. Why no such job? Okay, I'll do one. There is some security issue is coming actually. So what I can do it, let me do one thing. Go to the config level security. That's it. So it's triggered now. Can you see fourth build, guys? This is not triggered by from UI. This is triggered by your console, and you can look at it. It's triggered like the log is going on. Okay, and it is triggered by the admin from the remote. That's called a command line build, guys. Command line build, nothing but you can run the builds or you can configure the things, everything from the command line. I showed you the build, right? Similarly, you can try any of them. If you want to cancel a build, you can do it. If you want to see the console, you can see it. Okay, or if you want to create a job, delete a job, there's so many actions are there. All these actions you can do with the help of the Jenkins command line interface. Just an example which I gave it, but there are many options out there. Right, so that's about the command interface. Next, script console. Script console is in case if you are interested in a Groovy programming, okay, you can make use of this box to write some Groovy scripts, okay. So it's all up to individual interest, guys. There is Jenkins is not mandating to learn it, but in case you want, you can just put the Groovy code and run it, and you can see the output here at the bottom, results, okay. So you can play around with the Groovy code. So now this is an example. If you wanted to know all the list of plugins installed, you just run this. That's it. Next. Okay, manage nodes. We already covered this, guys, from the day one itself when I set up the master slave concept, how to create a new node, okay, how to set up the data, and in case if you want to change the existing node configuration, you come back here and configure it, and you can change the data of existing node as well, okay. So the nodes part is already done. About Jenkins. This will give you which version of Jenkins you are using. We are using the 2.7.4, remember. Manage old data. At the moment, this will not give you any feature to you, but in case if you are migrating from 2.7.4 to newer version 2.8.0, 2.8.0 may not be compatible with the data which you have it, okay. So that point of time, this feature will enable a button here. Do you want to convert the data into the 2.8.4 format? So that point of time, you have to run click on the button. It will convert the entire data into that format. That's it. Not much useful option. It just converts the format of the data which is stored on the disk. Manage users is done. How to create the users? This is not required in process script approval. Prepare for shutdown. This prepare for shutdown is an option where you can. What is this try posting? Okay, this is how it will show you. Jenkins is going to shut down. So when it is in a state called prepare for shutdown, right? Nobody can do any builds. If you want, you can see this build now. It will be in the queue. it will not trigger. See, Jenkins is about to shut down. So in case if you want to restart or shut down your Jenkins, you can put this alarm on a red color banner with the help of prepare for shutdown, and no, it will not allow anyone to trigger the build, so that you can complete your restart of your Jenkins. Then once you complete it, you remove this flag by going there. Okay, so you go to the manage Jenkins and remove the flag, so that whatever is there in the queue, right, it will be automatically, you can see cancel shutdown. So click on cancel shutdown. This is not working from here, so go from here. Here also there is one more cancel. So it's cancelled. When it is cancelled, the queued ones will be automatically triggered. Did you see this? This build is triggered now. So that's what the cancel shutdown and prepare for shutdown. And the last and the most important feature of the Jenkins is plugins. Okay, the Jenkins is popular only mainly because of the plugins. Okay, because if you look at in the market tools, n number of CA tools are there, like a TeamCD, Bamboo, Continuum, okay, Antel Pro, blah blah blah. There many are there. You might be gone to the wiki page, but most of the people using Jenkins, and Jenkins is the pretty old and most updated. Okay, most features having CA tool. Okay, so the reason for most of the features is it's compatible with the n number of external tools integration with the Jenkins system. Okay, the external tools integration will be done with the help of the plugins. Okay, so example guys, what do you mean by plugin is, if you want to understand at the moment, you remember the ant tasks, right? We talked about ant external tasks, like performing some external activities, right, which are not part of your ant installation. So similarly, I want to perform some external tasks which are not part of my Jenkins. Okay, so those things you can done with the help of the plugins. Okay, you can install a plugin and you can make use of the feature of that particular plugin. Okay, so this plugins tab contains 4 tabs: updates, available, install, advanced. So installed is a tab where the Jenkins default installation will come with all these plugins. This is the default one. Okay, it's come with all these plugins. Apart from these plugins, if you want anything else, anything more, okay, you can install them from the available section. Go to the available section. Okay, search for the plugin which you wanted. Okay, select it and install it. Now I want to show you one plugin here. Okay, so I wanted to install a multi SCM plugin. Do we have a multi SCM? Let me check whether it is already installed. Already the plugin is there or not. Okay, if you look at this, we already have a Git plugin here. Okay, and if you have some source code in Git and SVN, both the repositories, and you want to check out both of them, it is impossible to check out both together. See, if you select the subversion, Git will be gone. Now you need to put subversion. Okay, now in case if you want to select both Git and SVN, right, you don't have any feature in the Jenkins. So for these kind of things, there might be some plugins available in the Jenkins available section. So if you don't find it there, Google it. So multi SCM plugin in Jenkins. So if you do this, it will take you to the multiple SCM plugins. Okay, so this is what the documentation of the that particular plugin. So now what you do it, you try to search for this one in your available section. Can you see this? If you don't know the exact word of it, you search it in the Google, you will get the name of it. Okay, and you just search it in your available section. Try to click on this link. This is the same link which you searched in the Google. This one and this one both are same. So every plugin will have a documentation. Okay, so this is all the documentation, right? So you read that if you want. If it's up to you if you want to read it or not. Now select this plugin, install it. Now multiple SCM plugin is installing now. Now once that is installed, now you see, what do you see? Subversion, git, that's it, okay, and none, right? Now once the plugin is installed, you try to refresh and see what will happen. Now it is actually installed, right? Now you try to refresh. That's it. Okay, now come down, guys. You see none, git, subversion, and a new one. You don't see this earlier. Now what do you mean by multiple SCMs? Nothing but select this now. Now when you select that, where is it? Yeah, when you select the multiple SCM, now you have a choice of adding git or subversion, both of them. Okay, now add git. Okay, now if you want to add subversion, you choose and add subversion, right? So you can add n number of repositories, different ways of repositories. This is a possibility. So this is called a plugin installation and a usage. Did you understand, guys? What is the plugin purpose? Sunil, Jagan, Praveen, if you don't have a required feature in the Jenkins, you search it in the Google and install the by searching in available section, install it and make use of it. Sorry, guys, please respond. Did you understand how the plugin works? Because in interviews they'll definitely ask you which plugins you install and how did you use it in Jenkins. The most popular question about the Jenkins. If you don't understand about the plugins concept, then it's going to be really difficult to manage. What do you say, Praveen, Sunil? Okay, so I'm hoping you understand. You're saying yes. Okay. So now that one plugin I showed you how it works. Now let me show you one more plugin. Yeah, plugins. Yes, you're right. Now go to the plugin section again. Okay, I'll explain once again. Now, what do you mean by plugins is, see, example, I'll explain a layman language. Okay, layman language, nothing but example, I would say. Okay, your computer, guys. When you buy a computer, okay, you default get monitor, okay, CPU, keyboard, and mouse. I'm just explaining in a layman language who don't know anything about technology. These are the things you will get it. Okay. Now treat this is like a Jenkins installation which you did it as of now. Now suppose if I want some external DVD drive, okay, and if I want something like a card reader, okay, you don't get these with your computer. Okay, you need to buy them separately and attach it to your computer. You have to attach it. So in Jenkins, okay, so multiple git scm, like multiple scm, nothing but git and scm both together. Okay, if you want to add, this is something like a card reader. Okay, and this you need to install in your default Jenkins. Okay, so this multiple SCM is not available with your default Jenkins. Default Jenkins will come like with the basic features. Okay, if you want anything else, then you have to use the make use of the concept called plugins. Okay, so these are called the plugins. That is the default comment. Did you understand, guys? What do you mean by plugin? A basic thing, an extra feature. Sunil, did you get it? What do you mean by plugin? First of all, the proper purpose of the plugin. An extra feature which is available in form of a plugin, you need to install and make use of it. Okay, default installation it will not come. Okay, so now what I did it, those available plugins can be found in the available section. Can you see this available section? Click on available. It's taking now. The available is a big list, okay, because these are all the plugins listed from the internet repository where so many people, open source community guys, will develop the plugins and keep it in the internet. Okay, and your Jenkins is showing available plugins and hundreds, maybe it would have cost 1,000 also. Okay, these many plugins are available and these many features are available. Okay, so it's up to you which plugin you want to install and which plugin you want to use it. Okay, it's up to you. right? So nobody will use all the plugins, guys. Okay, so because I'm a .NET build engineer, so I will use all Microsoft related plugins, okay, which is MS Build plugin. Can you see MS Build plugin? Okay, if I install the MS Build plugin, what will happen? See, MS Build is a build tool. Okay, if you come to the build environment, guys, did you see MS Build here anywhere? No MS Build here. Okay, it default supports Java projects only, Ant, Maven, Shell, and can you see this? Total 6 it is supporting. If you want MS Build, if you want to build a .NET project, okay, so choose the MS Build and just install without restart. Now it is installing the MS Build, guys. That's it. Now you come back and refresh your page. Okay. Now go to the build section and select this. Guys, did you see MS Build anywhere? Build Visual Studio project or solution using MS Build. This is not there earlier. A new feature which you find it in the Jenkins market, okay, the plugins market, you install it and you are making use of it. That's it. This is what plugins. There are n number of plugins features are available in the market. Okay, it's up to you which one you wanted to make use of it. Okay, it's a pretty simple installation. You just go to the manage plugins, okay, and go to the available section and just select or install it. And once you install it, right, okay, now MS Build is not shown in the available because once you install, the plugin will show you in the install section. Now click on the installed one and it will show you what plugins you installed. Okay, so you can find your MS Build somewhere, guys. Here I'll search it, MS Build. Can you see this MS Build? Okay, now you know what, whatever the plugins you install, those you can uninstall it, but you cannot uninstall the default plugins. See, MS Build multiple SCM, you install it, so you can uninstall it easily. It's not a big deal. Okay, I'm not doing it, guys. Go back. Okay, so that's what the install section. And updates nothing but, see, these plugins are already installed, but the thing is you installed a older version. Can you see 1.22.0 is there, but a newer version available in the market. Do you want to upgrade it? Okay, example, guys, you purchased a card reader 1.0 type, okay, which is already there with you with your computer. You want to get a newer version of the card reader 2.0 new one. So what do? You upgrade it. So that's what it is. See, you already installed 1.1, but in market 1.2 is there. You already installed 2.0, but in market 2.1 is there. You want to upgrade or not? Select it and upgrade. That's it. This is called plugins. Okay, now you know what is updates, what is available, what is installed. Now what do you mean by advanced section is? In advanced section there's nothing, guys. Come down. In case if you don't have internet connectivity, okay, and because this plugin installation works only if you have internet. If you don't have internet, it will not work. Okay, so it works only if you have internet connectivity. Now the thing is update site. So with the help of this, what you can do it, you just select this link and go to the remove the last part and go to the internet, and this is what the repository where the Jenkins will download all the plugins from here. Can you see all the plugins here? See, all these are all the plugins. Only these plugins are to download. So a Jenkins plugin file will be either .hpi. Okay, can you see the extension HPA? HPA nothing but Hudson plugin. I told you the story behind the Jenkins, right? So initially it is called as Hudson, then we named as a Jenkins. Okay, now either HPA or JPA. You can find JPA. There's no JPA plugin at the moment here, but there are some JPA plugins also there. Now if you have plugins like this, now go to the machine where you have internet and try to download this plugin and come to your Jenkins server. Okay, so let's try to download one plugin. Which plugin will download? Uh, okay, Python HPA plugin. Let's download this Python HPA plugin. I downloaded this. Okay, now this plugin I'll copy to the machine where I install the Jenkins. Okay, now I'll go there. I'll try to choose the plugin now. I mean the plugin which I downloaded from there. Upload. This is another way of installing the plugin. You can go to the physically to the repository, download it and upload it. See, This way you do it only when you don't have internet connection, okay? And this way you do, this is a way, I mean the selected way which you do it if you have a internet connection, okay? This is without. If you don't have it, you ask your friend, get the file and upload it. So when you are trying to upload a file, you don't need any internet, guys, okay? If you want to directly install a plugin, then you need an internet connection, okay? So this is all about the plugins concept. Any questions in the plugins concept? All of you, any questions? Did you understand what do you mean by plugin in Jenkins? So please try it out, install a plugin and make use of it. So command line is done, slaves is done, plugins is done, security is done. Next the backup. So how do you take the backup? See, backup can be done with the plugins also. It's pretty easy. Okay, you go to the available section and try to install a backup plugin. There is a plugin available to take the backup. Then backup. It's not showing anywhere. Periodic. Okay, thin backup. Can you see this? Select this, install it. But this plugin has been installed. Okay, now you go to the manage Jenkins and you can find an option called backup. Can you see thin backup here? A new feature. Click on this. Now how do you want to take the backup? I want to take the backup now. Just take it now. That's it. It took the backup. You might be knowing how, where it took the backup and how it took the backup. You click on the settings. Okay, it's not there here. I'll show you where it is stored actually. In your Linux server. Okay, this is what your Linux server, right? So somewhere it will create a folder called .jenkins, guys. Okay, so inside the .jenkins, it would have created some folder called backups. Or I can do one thing. I'll give a location if you want it. So where do you want to take the backup? Okay, I want to take the backup in this location, guys. Okay, backup schedule for backup. Okay, just give that location BKP and save it. Now you take the backup. Now it would have created a directory called cd bkp. Okay, and that's it. You have a full backup. Did you see this? du minus sh. It is just created now. This is what the backup of your entire Jenkins. Okay, if you have this, you just get into it. If you have this, you can reproduce your Jenkins anywhere, even you lost the data also. Okay, so always you have to take the backup and save this in some other server, not in the server. See, if it is the same server, what will happen? The backup file will be gone. In case of my hard disk crash, your Jenkins will also be gone. Okay, so that's the reason. Try to save it in a different server. This is how to take the backup in a soft way. Okay, there's one more way to take the backup. The one more way is wherever you're running the Jenkins server, right? It will create a folder called .jenkins. You can check that. Can you see .jenkins here? If you have the backup of, I mean, if you try to zip this .jenkins and keep it somewhere, right? That's more than enough. Okay, and with the help of that, we can reproduce the Jenkins at any time. Okay, so if you want, I can show you that. cp .jenkins. I'm just taking the backup of it. .jenkins. Okay. BKB. I'm just taking the copy of it. Sorry, cp minus r. Right? It took the backup. Now what you will do it? You try to delete the .jenkins folder. rm minus rf .jenkins folder. Assume you lost your Jenkins. It deleted. Okay. Now if that is deleted, your Jenkins is gone. You don't have anything. It's finished. Okay. So actually, if you try to stop it, then you'll understand. Where it is running. See, you don't have any data. Now, everything is gone now. Your Jenkins will not work. It lost its data. Okay. So kill all -9 Java. Okay. Finished. Your Jenkins is not running. So if you try to start your Jenkins again, okay, if you try to start your Jenkins again, you know what will happen? It will start from beginning again if you lost that. See, it's treating like a fresh installation, guys. Did you observe this? It is giving the key, and you have to provide that key like a fresh installation. If you lost your .jenkins folder, you are gone. Okay. Did you see this? To unlock your Jenkins, you have to put that password and all. So I don't want you to get into this situation. Okay. So to avoid that situation, what you can do it. I'm just killing the Jenkins stuff. Okay. Now when you run that, it would have created one more .jenkins folder. Can you see this? Just delete this folder .jenkins. Okay. Now get it back. You are already taken backup folder as a .jenkins. Okay. Then you try to start your Jenkins. Now you see how it works. It is something like you take the backup of that folder and you're trying to reproduce your entire Jenkins one more time. Like now you'll get entire your data, projects and everything. Wait for a while, it's going on. That's it. Guys, did you see now? Your entire Jenkins is back now. Okay, with the jobs and their data, everything. Okay, so what do you mean by taking a backup in Jenkins? Nothing but if you try to take the copy of the .jenkins folder somewhere, right, you can reproduce your entire Jenkins. Okay, so this is all about the backing up your Jenkins instance. Okay, everything in the master only, not in the local. Okay, on your wherever you set up, it's can be Linux or Windows server, right? So this is all about the Jenkins, guys. I'll send you a few questions to you, interview questions. Just go through them, and also please try to set up the Jenkins server and practice the job creation, job like configuration, plugins, backing up, all these things, because this is the most important topic and most used tool in the market. Okay, so if you have any question, you can ask me. So before getting the questions, you have to practice. If you practice, then only you'll get the questions. Otherwise, you don't understand anything. Okay. So please do the practice and let me know if you have any questions. So tomorrow we'll start a new topic, guys. So we completed three major responsibilities among the five. So tomorrow we'll start the deployment process. Okay, what do you mean by deployment? What is the deployment process? Okay, so then we'll get into the deeper of the servers, infrastructure, scripting, all these things we'll get into it. But don't get it delayed. Whatever is done, try to complete the practice as soon as possible. Okay, so there's so much is there to learn again. Fine, guys. That's all for today. We'll catch up tomorrow with the deployment process. Okay. See you then.